Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nufara Qayyum binti Muhammad Suhaili, matric number 280853. Now, I will present about company background of Popcorn Caramel. Popcorn Caramel is a small business created by a family. Miss Ain, the person have been interviewed, is the daughter of the family that create Popcorn Caramel. She also working as the manager of the business. They started their business in December 2018. The operating hours of the business are about 9 hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and is located at Ceras, Kuala Lumpur, Wilayah Persekutuan. This business is well known in the food and beverage industry, and the name of the business, Popcorn Caramel, was created because of the types of popcorn product the company sold. As stated by the manager, the mission of the company is to produce products that meet the taste of customers and are known by the public. Besides, they also wish to be able to compete with other big companies. The vision of these companies is for the products produced by them to be the choice of people when purchasing popcorn. Popcorn Caramel business has social media sites such as an Instagram account to use as a place of promotion and for better known products. Not only that, but family members also promote their business on their social sites. This Popcorn Caramel business has 3 employees. If there are many orders from customers, employees will work overtime. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Saila Anindit and I'm going to present about the main problem. Okay, we cannot deny that every business has faced numerous challenges during the business period. The same is feasible for Popcorn Caramel, whose manager recently stated that she is having difficulty finding new employees for a company. She indicated that the demand for her product is increasing day by day and that if she does not have enough employees, she will be unable to meet orders of a customer. Next, the sales have been decreased because the raw material, which is corn, cannot be stored for an extended time. So this company is well known in the food and beverage industry in the Kuala Lumpur area. So customers usually tend to walk into the store to purchase the goods they want because the internet shopping can take too long and be unreliable at times. Apart from that, when there are no cash inflows and the company is in a negative profit phase, it reduces the sales. She also mentioned that the raw material supplier had stopped supplying because everyone was in economic slump. Even though she attained other suppliers to various online websites and platforms, she was also unable to complete the orders on time because the delayed delivery process and the fact that all employees were on temporary leave. Furthermore, because the product machine cannot be used, the orders had to be completed at home rather than at the factory. This is because since everyone was quarantined, the owner is unable to notify a technician to repair the machine. And most importantly, since everyone began to do popcorn business from home, competition has increased. Indirectly, there are so many popcorn sellers that led her product to less visible. Moving on to the factors that contributed to the declining of sales and the consequences of the problem to Popcorn Caramel, we are able to identify 4 of the factors. Firstly, the business was faced with resource problems during the COVID-19 pandemic. They were lacking human labor in the production process despite having more demands from agents and customers. They also had to face an unexpected problem when the machine used for processing the corn kernels broke. Due to the pandemic, they were unable to call for a technician. This issue further worsens their process in producing popcorn. Secondly, Popcorn Caramel also were badly affected by the Movement Control Order (MCO) implemented by the government. Customers can no longer walk into the store to purchase the products, which leads to a reduction in sales when the business has not yet operating online. The MCO also affected the process of getting enough raw material for production process as the inter-district and interstate travels are restricted. The manager stated that there were times when the supply of raw materials was completely cut off. Consequently, the production process also had to be halted since they had no materials to work with. The next factor that contributed to the reduction of net income of Popcorn Caramel is the increment in the shop lot rental cost. As told by the manager, the shop lot they initially rented was not in a strategic place, along with the absence of space for them to store their raw materials. In addition to that, the rent was also increased during the pandemic to an amount that is not logical with the condition of the shop lot. This worsens the financial situation of the business. And lastly, the rise of small businesses selling popcorn created competition for popcorn caramel to stay on top in the industry. This was triggered by the restriction of the government to go outside during the pandemic. Due to that, people started venturing into businesses, and popcorn is one of the products that were seen to have an obvious rise in supply in the market. Popcorn caramel faced high competition due to this element, and there was probability that popcorn caramel could lose customers if their competitors offered popcorn at cheaper prices.
Hello, doctor. My name is Lochana Devi Saravanan and my metric number is 280862. Today I am going to present the framework of popcorn caramel. This framework is made up of three components, which is the problems, factors, and consequences. So now I am going to list down the problems faced by popcorn caramel. Firstly, popcorn caramel faced the problem which is the shortage of workers. Secondly, the raw materials cannot be stored for an extended period of time. Third problem is the delayed delivery process. Next, the owner was unable to notify a technician to repair the broken production machine due to MCO. Lastly, the competition in the popcorn business has increased. Now, let's look at the factors that has caused problems faced by the popcorn caramel. Firstly, the resources problems in the business. Secondly, the implementation of the movement control order. Thirdly, the increment in rental expenses. And last but not least, the fierce competition in the industry. Now, let's look at the consequences faced by popcorn caramel. Firstly, popcorn caramel was unable to meet the orders of her customers. Secondly, the sales have decreased because the raw material, which is the corn, cannot be stored for an extended period of time. Thirdly, the orders had to be completed at home rather than at the factory since the production machine was broken. Next, the MCO prohibited movement and gathering of people, which affected how customers would purchase the product and which led to a reduction in sales when the business had not yet operated online. Moreover, MCO also affected the process of getting enough raw material to produce popcorn as the inter-district and interstate travels are restricted. Next, the shop lot they rented initially was not in a strategic place, along with the absence of space for them to store their raw materials. Therefore, the increase in rent is not logical with the condition of the shop. Finally, the probability that popcorn caramel could lose customers if their competitors offered popcorn at cheaper prices was high. That's all from me, doctor. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muaz Nabi bin Muhammad Tamizi. My metric number is 280863. I am from Group 12, Group E. Now we move to the recommendation on how to overcome the problem. The first problem that been stated to us is lack of the resource due to the pandemic. Because of this problem, their daily income will decrease and cannot fully meet their customer demand. In the way that Miss Ain could overcome is she could order the raw material in bulk. Because of this, not only they could save their money because of the bulk purchase, but also they're going to have enough raw material to meet their demand of the customer order. Other than that, Miss Ain also can record and trace the daily sale of their popcorn after the pandemic attack and be alert to the delivery schedule of the raw material, so they can predict more precisely when they should get the raw material, so they can ensure that they will gain profit and not loss on their business. The second problem is that there were restriction movement order which hurt their business when people can go out to buy their product. The way that they could overcome this problem is by marketing their business and their product on the social media, because most of the time the target customer, a lot of people pay attention to what happened on the social media. This could be advantage for them because they could attract more potential customers to make sure that they buy their product. On top of that, they could also provide a cash on delivery option for their customer to make it easier for them to buy their product. most of customers now they find it easier for them to purchase the item and comes to their doorstep without to physically buy the products. The third problem is the increase of the rental shop price of the company used to rental. To make sure that Miss Ain could get a maximum profit and minimize the expense of the business, she could survey a new location with a lower rate of rental and a strategic place that would attract more customers without having to make more expense such as advertisement expense. Other than that, she should find a place that is near to the target customers, such as near houses, near apartments, or near to the main road, to ensure that people can easily spot their shop. And in the case of being close to the residential area, the sweet caramel popcorn can reach houses and naturally can attract people to come to visit their shop. The last problem is a lot of people starting to open popcorn shop will increase the competition in the market. So they could overcome these problems with rebranding their product with plenty of new flavor that could attract a new customer. As for now, caramel popcorn only has one flavor. They could create a new flavor such as salty caramel, barbecue, and a lot of the flavor that depending to the what customer want. Moreover, they could give a discount to the new buyer or have some system that can trace their customer purchase and provide them with a reward to make sure they repurchase their product. Besides that, they could also recruit agents to sell their product to make sure all of their potential customers will get the product. With this, they could stand above in the market. That's all from our group. Thank you.